I was waving at your photo. Did you get it? You got it?
This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 104 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
You almost cut me off there, Nicole.
I know, well, because I heard that maybe we were low on juice, but I have a charger on my phone, so.
You have a charger.
It's not my fault.
Way to go, Nicole.
Trying. It's 2020, better every day.
This will be the last low-budget real word of the decade. I'm predicting that right now.
Ooh, you want to do that?
Well, we'll probably do a couple dirty ones throughout the year. I'm sure. This one is
dirty.
It's better than last week. This is like dirty. Down and dirty. We're like using all this half-assed technology.
I think I'm actually looking beautiful. I got lights.
Oh, you're great. Yeah.
I've got cameras. I've got people. I'm good over here.
You should see. I'm sitting in this little office down here in Florida. You've got all kinds of staff. It's like you're the queen over there. And who are those people that got just kicked out of the royal family? That's me.
Oh, Henry. He didn't get Harry. He didn't get kicked out. He actually decided to leave.
He decided.
He wanted.
I think he was pushed out.
I don't know about that. Oh, did you see that really funny meme though of Yoko Ono? Like, I broke up the Beatles, and then Meghan Markle was like, "Hold my beer." It was funny. Did you guys see that meme? No,
I did not see that meme.
Right. Anyway,
no.
We'll have to pop that one up, right? Come on, we'll pop it up. I've always wanted to
swap
that.
now.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, this will be the end. I'll be back in the studio next week, so it'll be the way we always do it. But we're getting closer. If we increase our budget to doing this split screen the right way, I'm looking forward to that. So.
Well, I'm just excited to see you. I miss having my buddy.
Yes, I'm missing it too greatly. Okay, let's get into it. Racket number 1. It's a Realtor Mag article, so way to go, Nicole. You know she's picking again.
It's back.
It's back. Racket number 1, restoring the norm of MLS cooperation. There does seem to be a lot of, we've covered this topic in the past. We just got an email from somebody who I think we'll talk about in the future.
For sure.
About this rule. It was big news when it happened last year, and there still seems to be a lot of confusion about what this rule actually means. This rule doesn't mean you can't withhold properties from the MLS, but It does mean the minute you start publicly marketing, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, or a sign or
flyer,
direct mail, flyer, whatever, when you start putting it out to the public, it must be on the MLS. And there's, I guess, what's the May 1st rule here, or the May 1st target deadline that they're referring to in this article?
Well, that's when this is all supposed to be rolled out. I mean, this is going to go into effect as of May 1. That's the deadline. MLSs will have, it sounds like there'll be a little bit of flexibility until everyone sort of, gets their hands deep into it. But it sounds like May 1 of this year will be the deadline for everybody to follow this new cooperation rule. So
May 1 is the implementation deadline for the Clear Cooperation Policy. Clear. I love the quote from Kathy Elson, of the CEO of Connecticut's statewide smart MLS. Right when you open this article, if you do, and we always link them up, have you ever received an inquiry about a property for sale but couldn't find it in the MLS? And she had an overwhelming response of agents that said, yes, this has happened to me, wherever their buyer found this on. So that's what this rule is really targeting, that statement right there. You can't publicly market properties without putting it on the MLS.
Well, it sounds like there's a 24-hour rule. So the clock starts ticking the moment that hits any sort of social platform or any marketing paraphernalia or a sign goes in the ground, it sounds like you then have 24 hours to then put it on the MLS. I think the last time, Byron, you and I sort of chatted about this, because again, it was coming, but we weren't really sure when. You started questioning about the coming soon, because on our MLS, we have a coming soon category, and you were not really sure how it would affect that. But it sounds like there still will be the ability to do a coming soon. But again, there's so many rules when it comes to the coming soon. Like, you can't show it. I don't even think you can actually put a sign out when you're in the coming soon program.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so it'll be super interesting to see. I think the biggest thing will be to see how are they actually going to be following up on all of this. I mean, is someone going to be tattling? Are there people following up?
There's always tattletales.
Well, always,
for sure.
There's always tattletales. So it'll just be interesting to see how they're following up. What are they doing? And then what are going to be like the implications of all of it? Is there a fine, or how do you get out of it? So it'll be interesting to see. But again, it's officially hitting May 1. So definitely something for people to start keeping in mind, especially if, you're going to these properties when your photographer is there. I can't tell you how many times I see photos of that. Like, the photographer is there taking a photo, and then, you're not even getting those the photographs back for almost maybe 2-3 days. So it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds and how they're going to actually sort of come after us.
Yeah, the biggest misconception so far is this is not a coming soon ban. In fact, if you go down to the second part of the article, it does not prohibit coming soon listings. It does not prohibit office exclusives or marketing to private networks. You just have to follow the guidelines if you choose to be a realtor, if you
Right.
choose to be part of NAR, if you choose to follow the rules of your MLS. Of course, there are a limited number of agents and brokers across the country that have opted out of being a part of NAR, so they can make up their own rules, right? They don't have to follow the code of ethics like the majority of agents who are realtors, right? So I don't really see much of a change in anything that we do. I'm still going to say the same thing I said last time. This is a shot at brokerages that were doing things like Compass was, which is marketing properties on their website and nowhere else. You can't do that anymore. So that's what it is to me. And do I think this is good for the consumer, bad for the consumer? I think every consumer situation is different. The majority of consumers want their property marketed to as many people as they possibly can at the same time to increase their chances of a high price offer. So,
right. Well, it's super interesting. I feel like you and I actually did our first deal together remember that? It was an aerial photograph that was posted on Facebook that I happened to have a buyer. I mean, that's how really our first deal even got done. So
that's true. And that is true. That was a coming soon Facebook post. You're definitely right about that. This was years ago.
Years
in that
ago.
situation, I think it was, I was representing the seller. I think we got our seller more money than we would have the other way around.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Bracket number 2. The continuing rise of co-living. This is an opinion article out of Inman. We'll link this up as we always do. Michael Zoransky wrote the article. Co-living has been called the next big thing in real estate, even though it might seem like the same old thing many of us did in college. So what is co-living, Nicole?
So what they're talking about here are individuals that are sharing pretty much like a whole apartment together. There's like one kitchen. I mean, I'm going to say one bathroom, but I'd like to think maybe there's more than one bathroom depending on how many people are in there.
Yeah, it says in the article, often sharing a bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, I'm certain that they're sharing a bathroom. I mean, this is very different because I feel like in the past have talked about these, I wouldn't say co-living, but more of these community like apartments where you have like your own apartment, but then there's like a community like pool room or, like their main foyer is beautiful. But this is an actual apartment where you are sharing it, just like you said, just like college. I mean, you're sharing pretty much like you're a house, like you have one room that would be yours. I'm assuming if you're not sharing like a bedroom, I'm assuming you'd have like then your own bed. But yeah, you're sharing a kitchen, you're sharing a bathroom. I mean, you're really like if you're in a 4-bedroom house, you are renting 1 bedroom. I think that this is certainly keeping costs down because they're talking about mostly. What are they talking about in here? Gen Xers and millennials are going this
Yeah.
route.
Gen Z and millennials.
Right. Because obviously, the closer that you get to the city, the more expensive it is to live. So instead of renting an apartment in New York City for, $3,200 for a two square foot place, you're able to get rooms for $600 that you're sharing with a group. So certainly a way to keep costs down. Certainly a very great way for these homeowners too, or these apartment owners to actually maybe maximize their profit too, right? Because then in that case, even if they have one renter for 1 bedroom, at least they're getting sort of partial rent until they find someone else to occupy the other room. So
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, this has been happening for years. It's called house hacking. Somebody buys a house, rents out a bunch of rooms, and they're sharing the living room, they're sharing the kitchen. But the article references Cushman Wakefield, which is obviously one of the biggest commercial companies in the country. And they're talking about institutionalizing, much like self-storage was, student housing, senior housing, medical offices, giving it an institutional grade so that this becomes easier for a developer to build out. There's, I guess, 3,700 beds nationwide right now, and there's another 9,300 on the drawing board. Those numbers are small. The institutional grade will help those numbers grow. But to me, there's going to be a cap on this because this is college kids. I mean, right now I'm sitting in our William Ravis Naples office, and the last couple of weeks we've had guests at the condo. So we had Nicole's mother and her
you're
brother
loving it, you love
and
it.
his girlfriend. And then now my parents are down here. And I got to tell you, I never even want to have a house guest, never mind communal living again. This has been one of the most traumatic 2 weeks of my life, having these house guests in the condo.
Oh, you never
It's just
disappoint,
not
my friend.
fun.
Never disappoint.
I'll never want to share a living room or, a bathroom with other people that are not like my direct family. That is just not something I'm into. And I think as people age up, they're not going to be into it either.
No, well, I think it's very different. I mean, you've lived in your own living space for multiple years. I mean, if not at least probably 10. So to go back, I agree with you. But if you keep in mind, these young kids that are getting out of college and literally probably having, I mean, granted, they're probably moving to cities or areas that they want to, but I bet almost 50% of the time they're having to move to places that they don't necessarily want to go, but that's where the job is. And what a great way, though, to instantly meet people. Like you're sort of being forced into these situations where you're now having friends, you're meeting different. I think that there's, as much as college was horrible and I didn't enjoy sharing spaces, let alone having to put on flip-flops when I took a shower. I mean, you did meet people. It was a great way. And it does state that in here, sort of a great social, sort of way to meet people if because instead of just getting an apartment, being on your own, so. I don't think it's a horrible thing, but I'm with you. I mean, I could
Great
never.
way to pick up girls if it's co-ed. I think if you're a college kid and you got a tough time getting a girlfriend, join one of these co-ed, co-living situations, and you'll be. I don't know. I don't see this lasting. I see these situations ending badly over 50% of the time. People get sick of each other very easily. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm sour grapes, but.
Well, I mean, you are sour grapes, but I agree with you. I mean, you get a lot of mixed or people that are bringing in friends, a lot of different personalities, alcohol. I mean,
farting.
It's
There's
all
a lot of situations.
Yeah. I mean,
it happens, Nicole.
I'm aware.
All right, that's a total racket. Let's get into our marketeer of the week. These guys have been around. We know these guys. We know a lot of the people on this channel. It's a Facebook group. We're urging and encouraging everybody who's an agent, a broker, a team, whatever, to join this Facebook group. We usually don't do that either, Nicole. We usually don't push anything onto anybody, but this group is absolutely helping a lot of people.
Including us. They're super sweet to us too. Yep.
Absolutely. They're helping a lot of agents in the industry up their video game. If you actually, Suave could put up my little Instagram from yesterday. If you saw my Instagram yesterday, it's all about video. How much can you put out? How consistent can you be if you want to build a brand in this industry, no matter what market you're in? And so the marketeer of the week this week is RETV. These guys just restarted their podcast. I don't know why they would stop and then restart.
I don't
You
know.
don't see us
I got
stopping.
the impression that it wasn't a new one. Is it new?
Oh,
I mean,
maybe
that it is new. I didn't realize that they had just, I feel like this RETV podcast was brand new. I think they just started episode 1. No?
No, I think Tim Macy and our buddy Colin, right?
Yep.
Colin. I think they were doing a podcast together and now they've restarted.
Yeah,
Either
maybe
way,
rebranded, renamed.
either way, at
Yeah.
the end of the year, they did their very first RETV Rundies. They gave out 30 awards, and we're still giving them the Marketeer of the Week, despite the fact that they didn't give us an award.
Well, but did you
I don't
see?
understand
Did you
that.
see what they were? I mean, best hair. I mean, you definitely wouldn't win that one. And then there's like worst elf award. I have no idea. I didn't watch this, but I think there's some awards on here that you'd be okay not receiving.
Best parody. We didn't do any parodies. Yeah, there's a whole
No.
bunch of them on here.
Yeah.
We didn't do music
The
videos.
Dreamiest Award.
They should have had Podcast of the Year and thrown it up to the Real Word.
Member of the Year, Hottest in the Office Award. I mean, some of them are actually kind of fun.
They're doing a good job. I like what they're doing. There's I think just over 5,000 or almost 6,000 now members.
Yep.
And so I urge you, if you're thinking about video, Colin Cameron.
Or if you can't, you can even reach out to Byron and I, because it looks like, Byron, if you check out their Facebook page, we could actually invite you guys to join. So if you want to be invited to the group, reach out to us, leave us a comment, and I'll invite you guys to this
in the
group.
comment sections if you want to be added to RETV.
Let us know.
Put your name and anyone else you want in. We'll get you in. We're like the bouncers of this thing.
The bouncers.
Yeah.
Just as long as you don't fart, we're good.
Yeah, bouncers don't fart. They look tough. Maybe you can be a bouncer. You can something else. All right. Appreciate everybody tuning in to this Real Word. Next week, I'm back in Connecticut in the
wait.
studio. What's the temperature there, by the way?
9.
9-ish.
Nope, just 9. And then I think my son asked me, what does it feel like? I said, I'm certain it feels like 4. But I feel like 4 and 9 are pretty much the same. I mean, once you go below 20, does it even really matter? I don't think it really matters. So
No, it doesn't.
no.
All right, I'll be back. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be looking better than I did this week or last week because I'll have the same quality of camera that Nicole has.
Well, make sure you lay out in the sun. You got to get all the sun you can in the next few days.
We'll have a level playing field, so you better go jump in a spray tan and boots.
I gotta.
I'm gonna. All right. Thank you, guys. Keep it real.
Bye, guys.